Discover how the CMB's polarization patterns can reveal the universe's magnetic fields, galaxy clusters, and even the presence of new physics beyond the standard model. The cosmic microwave background, or CMB, is the oldest light in the universe, dating back 380,000 years. The CMB's polarization patterns are like a snapshot of the universe's magnetic fields at the time of recombination. These patterns can reveal the presence of galaxy clusters, which are the largest known structures in the universe. The CMB's polarization can also detect the gravitational lensing effect, which warps light around massive objects. Some CMB polarization patterns may be signs of new physics beyond the standard model, such as axions or neutrino properties. David Kirke jumped from a helicopter at 25,000 feet, 7,620 meters, over the Namib Desert, setting a record for the highest bungee jump in history. David Kirke set the record for the highest bungee jump in history over the Namib Desert. The jump took place from a helicopter at an altitude of 25,000 feet, or 7,620 meters. This is higher than Mount Everest, the world's tallest mountain, which stands at 29,029 feet. The free fall lasted for approximately 120 seconds before the bungee cord engaged. Kirke reached a speed of 120 miles per hour during the jump, experiencing intense G-forces. This record-breaking jump was accomplished on the 21st of May 1999 and still stands today. In the 1,960 seconds, a conspiracy theory emerged that Paul McCartney had died and been replaced by a lookalike. But what's the real story behind this enduring myth? In 1969, a mysterious rumor spread that Paul McCartney had died in a car accident. The supposed clues included reversed audio and hidden messages in Beatles songs and album covers. One of the main proofs was a supposed death mask on the cover of the Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band album. The hoax gained traction with the release of the Abbey Road album, featuring a funeral procession-like cover photo. Paul McCartney himself finally addressed the rumor in a 1970 Life magazine interview, denying it as a load of old rubbish. Despite being debunked, the conspiracy theory remains a fascinating example of mass hysteria, and the BMAs explore how the effort we put into creating something, like building IKEA furniture, increases its perceived value due to loss aversion. The IKEA effect is a cognitive bias that increases the perceived value of something we've invested effort into. This phenomenon is rooted in loss aversion, where we fear losing our time and energy more than gaining rewards. In a Harvard study, participants who built a Lego set valued it 63% higher than those who didn't build it. The IKEA effect applies beyond DIY projects, influencing how we perceive the value of our work, relationships, and even ourselves. This bias can lead to an overestimation of our creations, causing us to overprice or overvalue them. The IKEA effect highlights the psychological power of effort and investment in shaping our effect. Explore how ultra-processed foods like frozen pizzas, which can cost as little as $1.50 per serving, are engineered to be cheap, convenient, and irresistible, but at what cost to our health? Ultra-processed foods like frozen pizzas are engineered to be irresistible, often costing just $1.50 per serving. These foods contain a combination of salt, sugar, and fat that activates the brain's reward centers. The cheapest ingredients used are often refined starches, added sugars, and low-cost oils high in omega-6 seconds. Ultra-processed foods make up over 50% of the average American's daily caloric intake, contributing to health issues. Consuming high amounts of ultra-processed foods increases the risk of obesity, type 2 diabetes, and heart disease. Learn about the incredible symbiotic relationship between fungi and algae that form lichens, which can survive in extreme environments and play a crucial role in ecosystem development. Lichens are not a single organism, but a symbiotic partnership between fungi and algae or cyanobacteria. Fungi provide structure and protection, while algae or cyanobacteria photosynthesize and produce nutrients. Lichens can survive in extreme environments, including Arctic tundras, deserts, and polluted cities. They play a crucial role in ecosystem development, forming soil, stabilizing rocks, and providing habitat for insects. Lichens are incredibly resilient, with some species able to withstand radiation, extreme temperatures, and even space travel. Explore how Thomas Sowell, a renowned economist, argues that self-fulfilling prophecies contribute to poverty traps, citing the example of low-income students being tracked into lower-level classes, limiting their opportunities. Thomas Sowell, a renowned economist, argues that self-fulfilling prophecies perpetuate poverty traps. Low-income students are often tracked into lower-level classes, limiting their academic opportunities. These lower-level classes can lead to lower teacher expectations, further diminishing student potential. Sowell contends that these expectations become a self-fulfilling prophecy, trapping students in a cycle of poverty. This phenomenon is not limited to education, but also affects job markets and social mobility. Learn how IoT devices are being used for environmental monitoring, including tracking air quality with sensors like Purple Air and monitoring ocean health with devices like Ocean Exploration Trust. The Internet of Things, IoT, is revolutionizing environmental monitoring with smart devices and sensors. Purple Air sensors track air quality in real time, providing hyperlocal data on pollutants like PM2.5. Ocean Exploration Trust uses IoT devices to monitor ocean health, tracking temperature, salinity, and marine life. IoT devices can detect changes in water quality, enabling early warnings for pollution and aquatic life threats. Environmental IoT networks help scientists respond faster to natural disasters like wildfires and hurricanes. Visit Moldova, a landlocked country with a long tradition of winemaking. Moldova, a landlocked country, has a 2,000-year-old tradition of winemaking, dating back to the Thracian civilization. The country boasts over 60,000 hectares of vineyards, producing around 1.5 million tons of grapes annually. Moldova's unique wine cellars, known as wine monasteries, are carved into limestone hills and date back centuries. The country's famous Orheiul Vechi monastery complex features an impressive 13th-century wine cellar still in use today. Moldovan winemakers primarily produce high-quality white wines, including the popular varieties of Chardonnay and Sauvignon. The country's wine industry has been recognized globally, with Moldovan wines winning numerous awards at international competitions. In 1948, the British South American Airways DC-3 Star Tiger disappeared while flying from Puerto Rico to Miami with 31 people on board, despite extensive searches. On the 30th of January 1948, the Star Tiger, a British South American Airways DC-3, took off from Puerto Rico. The plane was carrying 31 people, including passengers and crew, on a routine flight to Miami. After departing, the Star Tiger sent a routine radio message, but all contact was lost shortly after. Despite extensive searches by the U.S. Navy and Coast Guard, no wreckage or bodies were ever found. Theories abound, but the cause of the disappearance remains a mystery to this day. The Star Tiger's vanishing remains one of the greatest aviation mysteries of all time, still unsolved.